Mia's Journey to Learn English. Hello, my name is Mia, and I am 24 years old. I live in Germany, where we speak German. But I have a special reason to learn English. My boyfriend, Chris, is from America. Chris speaks a little German, but most of the time, he talks in English. I love spending time with him, and I really want to understand him better. I want to be able to talk to him in his language and connect with him even more. When I first told Chris that I wanted to learn English, he was so happy. He said, "Mia, that's amazing. I will help you every step of the way." His excitement made me feel more confident, even though I was a little nervous. Learning a new language felt like a big challenge. English has so many new words, and sometimes it felt overwhelming. But I knew that learning English would make Chris happy, and it would help us talk to each other more easily. To begin, I bought some English books for beginners. They had colorful pictures and simple sentences. The first book I opened said, "Hello, my name is." I smiled and repeated the words slowly, "Hello, my name is Mia." It felt funny to hear myself speaking English for the first time, but it was also exciting. I thought, okay, this isn't so hard. I can do this. Next, I started watching English videos online. I found videos for beginners that used simple words and clear voices. The speakers in the videos would say words like apple, dog, and table. I would listen carefully and repeat each word out loud. At first, it was hard to pronounce some of the words, but with practice, I got better. One of my favorite parts of the videos was learning greetings. I learned how to say hello, good morning, and how are you. I practiced these phrases every day, imagining that I was talking to Chris. With each new word, I felt a little closer to speaking his language. Sometimes, Chris and I would practice together. He was so patient and encouraging. He would say simple sentences in English, and I would repeat after him. If I made a mistake, he would just smile and gently correct me. For example, one time I said, "I like eat apples," and Chris laughed softly and said, "Almost, Mia. Try saying, I like to eat apples." His kind words and patience made me feel brave. I stopped worrying about making mistakes because I knew Chris was there to help me. One day, I surprised Chris by saying my first full sentence in English. I said, "Hello, Chris. How are you?" He looked so happy and proud. He smiled and replied, "I'm great, Mia. Your English is amazing." Hearing him say that made me feel so proud of myself. It was a small step, but it felt like a big victory. As I learned more English words, I started using them in our daily conversations. In the mornings, I would say good morning to Chris instead of Guten Morgen. When he brought me something, I would say thank you instead of danke. Each time, Chris would smile and say, "Wow, Mia. Your English is getting better every day." Writing also became a fun way to practice. I began leaving little notes for Chris in English. I wrote things like, "Have a nice day," and "I love you." Chris loved my notes. He said they were sweet and made him smile. Writing helped me remember new words and practice forming sentences. One day, Chris and I went to a cafe. As we stood in line, I decided to try ordering in English. I felt nervous, but I wanted to challenge myself. When it was my turn, I took a deep breath and said, "Hello. Can I have a coffee, please?" The barista smiled and said, "Of course." She handed me a coffee, and I couldn't stop smiling. I turned to Chris, and he gave me a big thumbs up. It was a small moment, but it felt huge to me. For the first time, I had used English with someone other than Chris, and it went well. Of course, learning English wasn't always easy. Sometimes, I would get frustrated when I couldn't remember a word or when I said something wrong. There were moments when I felt like giving up, especially when the grammar rules confused me. Why is it an apple but a dog? And why do some words sound the same but mean different things, like there and there? Whenever I felt discouraged, Chris was there to remind me why I started. He would say, "Mia, look how far you've come. You've already learned so much. I'm so proud of you." His support always gave me the strength to keep going. As the weeks went by, I noticed a big change. I could understand more of what Chris was saying, and I felt more confident speaking English with him. Sometimes, we would have whole conversations in English. I even started joking with him in English, which made him laugh. One evening, I told Chris, "Learning English isn't just about us. It's also about me. I feel proud of myself for trying something new and sticking with it." Chris smiled and said, "You should be proud, Mia. You're amazing. Now, I can speak and write in English much better than before." Chris and I talk in English every day, and it feels so natural. Learning English has brought us closer together and made our relationship even stronger. But my journey isn't over yet. I still want to keep learning and improving. Maybe one day, I'll visit America with Chris and speak English with his family and friends. For now, I'm happy to keep practicing, one word and one sentence at a time. Learning English has been a wonderful adventure, and I'm so glad I started. It's not just about understanding Chris. It's about challenging myself, growing, and discovering something new.